A volleyball Friday night from Siebens Fieldhouse brings you a tied matchup between the Duhawks of Loras and the Beavers of Buena Vista University. You know, to close out that last set, the Duhawks really went on quite a run. As you can see, they're having the time of their life over there. Momentum completely on their side. They're feeling good heading into set number 3.
Man, what do you think they're talking about over there, Tigas?
You know, maybe their weekend plans.
Maybe.
But, you know, I bet it's how they're going to come out entering set number 3. And, you know, as I look over there, I look at the athletic training table, and it looks like Hannah Smith is actually on the training table right now, getting her ankle wrapped up. So, you know, a little concerning for the Beavers. She's put some power down on the court for the Beavers. A little tough for her over there. It'd be a big blow to the Beavers if they lose her here tonight.
I know in the past, Hannah Smith, at least last season, was having some ankle trouble, so hopefully those issues do not persist during this game, because we've seen throughout this entire game that the amount of power that she brings into the ball when she hits it is quite essential to the Beavers' offense. But as they're coming out for this next set, it seems like they're refreshed and they're ready to just start over and get a new set underway.
Beavers having a final chat amongst themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong to close out that last set and hopefully start this set with some momentum. Looks like Hannah Smith over there is finally putting her socks and shoes on. Looks like she might be able to come back into this game, but we'll have to wait and see.
Molly Benzie just subbed out for Courtney Johnson, bringing the libero back into play here.
Taylor Wiedemeyer back for the Beavers, hoping to start set number 3 out on a strong note. Sends that one over back to the corner. Sarah Hoskins able to set this one up. Able to be there is Wiedemeyer, though, for that dig. Sets it over to Brockney. A nice attempt there from Brockney, but not quite able to get it to drop. Able to get it to drop, though. That is James Keefe back there for the Duhawks. They're on quite a run right now. Beavers have to try to find a way to stop them.
The first few points of a new set are crucial in sort of setting a bit of a tone for the rest of the set. You can almost say it sort of establishes a bit of an underdog for the set based on the previous set score.
Ignacheski back there once again with a tough serve. Beavers have to tap this one over, giving a free ball over there to the Duhawks, who take advantage of that. That's James Keefe once again. Duhawks definitely picking up where they left off. Hoskins back there for the Beavers, getting ready to send this one over once again, hoping to keep their momentum alive. Hannah Smith back out there on the court after getting her ankle wrapped. That's Rachel Brockney, rather, a little strong on that one. Sends that one a little long. Loras in complete control here in set number 3. That'll put Hoskins back behind the line once again. Johnson on the serve receive, sets it up to Wiedemeyer, who goes over to Cole, going a little long across the court, not able to flip that wrist enough, sending it out of bounds.
We got a 4-point run going on here for the Duhawks, which is putting them in a great position, honestly, for this third set.
Beavers hoping to turn that one around. Smith able to get under that one. Wiedemeyer setting it up over to Molly McCauley, able to get that one to drop. No Duhawks able to get under it. Beavers finally on the board here in set number 3.
Got Rachel Brockney back ready to serve, looking to even the playing field a little bit here.
Clears that one over back to the corner. Hoskins sets this one up with power. That is Alexis Woltman back there for the Duhawks. Nothing Brockney could do to try to get to that one. James Keefe back there behind the line for the Duhawks. Hannah Smith on the receive, sets it up to Wiedemeyer, over to McCauley. Into the face is that for Hannah Smith. My goodness. That was James Keefe there for the Duhawks, taking that one off the face.
With how much power was on that ball, I'm surprised she's still conscious. Molly Benzie back to serve.
Benzie able to keep this one alive. Throwing it over to Molly McCauley. Duhawks able to cover. Nice block there from the Beavers once again. That was McCauley and Johnson yet again up there as well.
Looks like we got 4 touches called on the Duhawks.
No touch from the Beavers there on that block. That was strictly net, resulting in that 4-touch call. Benzie back there once again for the Beavers, hoping to get the Beavers back into this one. Currently down 2 here in set number 3. On the dig is Benzie, sets it up to Wiedemeyer, over to Johnson with power once again. The middle hitter showing her force out there tonight.
Beavers starting to get a little bit, starting to even things out a little bit with the score now being 4 for your Beavers and 5 for the Duhawks.
Each team going on their own runs to start set number 3. Able to barely keep that alive is the Duhawks. Little miscommunication on who's going to receive that serve. Nice push back there from Hannah Smith. Able to just tap this one over, or bump it over rather, as the Duhawks giving a free ball to the Beavers. Molly McCauley back there with power. Duhawks able to cover. Taylor Wiedemeyer back there, up there on the dig. McCauley has to tip that one over where no one was. The spatial awareness was key right there for McCauley. She saw no one over there for the Duhawks and decided just to push it where no man was.
The Duhawks were given that point, however, because Molly McCauley did go too far under the net, in case you didn't catch that, ref giving that point to the Duhawks there. Score now being 4 for BV and 6 for Loras.
Duhawks trying to switch this momentum once again. Brockney not getting the best touch on that one, but as Wiedemeyer able to keep it alive, Benzie has to just send it over. Free ball to the Duhawks. Nice block there by Courtney Johnson, a solo block. Hannah Smith once again with the block, intimidating. Let's see, that was Alexis Woltman over there for the Duhawks, where she sends that one straight into the net.
If I were a Loras player, oh, we got a replay of that last point.
As you see, that one goes straight into the net here as Molly McCauley gets ready to send this one over for the Beavers. Hannah Smith lays out, keeping it up, allowing Rachel Brockney back there to send it from the back row. A nice dig over there from Brockney. Wiedemeyer runs across the court to get that one up. Nice dig once again from Benzie. Not quite able to get enough air under it for Brockney or McCauley to get there. Point, Duhawks.
Now, I know we've been talking about how much power both Courtney Johnson and Hannah Smith bring to the court. I don't know about you, Mr. Tigas, but if I were a Loras player and I saw Hannah Smith and Courtney Johnson at the net at the same time, I'd be pretty terrified, honestly.
I would as well, as Hannah Smith goes up for that one with power, but the block able to reduce some of that. Intimidating once again, though. That was Sophie Yunick for the Duhawks, sending that one into the net. That'll put Hannah Smith back behind the line. Beavers down 1 in set number 3. Beautiful play there by Sarah Hoskins. Knew no one was behind her. Going on the second touch, dump, and run.
Molly Benzie dove for it, but was unable to get her hand under the ball, just barely missing it, giving Duhawks that point there.
Riley Deer back for the Duhawks. Sends that one over, clears the net. Smith on the receive, sets it up to Wiedemeyer, over to Brockney. Off the top of the block. Deer once again able to dig that one out. Nice block there from Courtney Johnson. Hannah Smith on the dig once again. Sets that one up straight to Courtney Johnson. Looking for a touch there, but no touch called. Johnson disagrees with that call.
And you know, I don't want to sound biased or anything, but I think I might too. However, I'm not going to argue with the refs because I am not a licensed official.
Riley Deer tried to send that one short, but a little too short. Straight into the net she goes. Johnson will go behind the line for the Beavers. Nice clean serve there for the Beavers. Sarah Hoskins on the 2-touch, trying it again. Not able to pull it off. Off the block. Skylar Cole has to try to save this one. Rachel Brockney has to tip it over. Keeping it alive as the Duhawks, though. Sending it to the back corner. Hannah Smith puts it up to Wiedemeyer. Over to Brockney. Off the tip again. No one able to try to get there. That was Talia McCaddy attempting to try to save that. A little frustrated with herself. Not able to keep that one up.
Those long points are always so incredibly awesome to watch.
Johnson back on the receive once again. Goes to the edge of the line. A little tip there. Smith lays out, keeps that alive. It's Nosevich who tries to push it over, but pushes it straight into the net. Sam Stoffergen back there for the Duhawks. The Libero sending this one over. Goes long, Beavers see it, sails long, Beaver point. That will put the Beavers back within 1 here in the 3rd set. Wiedemeyer back for the Beavers. clears the net. Deer on the receive, sets it up to Hoskins. Nice dig back there from Smith, but not quite able to get to it is Benzie. Didn't get the cleanest of digs back there was Hannah Smith. Once again, that'll put Hoskins back behind the line for the Duhawks. Brockney on the receive, gets it a little tight to the net for Wiedemeyer, but McCauley, you could hear it, got all of that. Brockney says, I can do that too. No one there to cover and try to save that for the Duhawks. With power, Rachel Brockney asserts her dominance.
We got a replay at that point. We got to see that again.
As Rachel Brockney sends this one over off the top of the net. Molly Benzie back there, able to dig that, to keep that alive. McCauley on the kill as well, gets that painted line, able to paint that line. Beavers finally tie it here in the third set.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to see the replay at that point, but you know, how kind of Loras to set the ball for one of our players.
Brockney out there on the serve, not quite able to get the best of a serve receive back there for the Duhawks. Sarah Hoskins tries to lay out to get it, but can't quite get there.
Beavers now take the lead in the set, 12-11.
You can feel the momentum switch once again over in favor of the Beavers right now, with Brockney back behind the line waiting for the call.
And there's that talk about momentum that I love so much.
Tight to the line once again, Hannah Smith.
Another joust.
Software has to send it over. Wiedemeyer a little tight to the line, sends it over to Hannah Smith with power, but that's Deer back there, able to keep that one alive in perfect position for that dig.
Now, this isn't an official stat, but I think the last game that they played here, I only remember seeing one joust during that entire game, but we've already seen 3 or 4 since this game started.
Absolutely. As you can tell, with different digs and serve receives, they've been getting them a little tight to the net, and each team has been recognizing that, trying to use it to their advantage. Nice clean receive there by Smith. The Duhawks able to cover. Into the block. Beavers able to send it back over. Brockney down on her knees, able to keep that one alive. Hoskins able to set this one up. Point to the Beavers, though, calling a 2-touch on that set once again from Hoskins. A mistake you don't see very often from her.
No, and it's definitely not, it's not even the first time we've seen that in this game alone.
Benzie back there on the serve for the Beavers. Into the net goes Benzie. You know, we said we had to limit those service errors for the Beavers, and we hope they don't repeat that too much, as we are now tied once again in the third set.
As far as service errors go, we were talking about them limiting them, but the amount of service errors is actually quite low for both teams in this game.
Beavers currently only with 2 service errors on the night. Hannah Smith able to get that one up through the block, but the Duhawks keep it alive. Wiedemeyer up on the set, putting it up for McCauley. Paints that narrow line once again. You know, the Duhawks thought that one was going out, but Molly McCauley laughs and says, haha, you thought.
She might need to become an art major if she's going to be able to paint the lines like that.
That'll put McCauley back behind the line. Service ace there for McCauley. That was Sophie Yannick unable to get that one up in the air.
Timeout called by the Duhawks.
We just saw that service ace from Molly McCauley, and let's take a look at that once again. You see it over there, the Duhawks preparing to receive. That's Yannick over there, not quite able to get the best read on it. You know, she might have thought that was going out of bounds, but as we can tell tonight, McCauley loves to work the lines and paint the lines. In the moment that the defense second guesses where that ball is going is the moment you know you got him.
Now, you asked me this earlier, Mr. Tigas, but if you were Coach Bauman right now, what would you be telling the Beavers right now?
Well, I'd be telling my players that we have the Duhawks exactly where we want them. We got that momentum to switch onto the Beavers side. Now the Duhawks are at the disadvantage right now. They have to try to crawl back into this because the Beavers currently have a 2-point advantage here in the third set. So right now, if I'm Coach Will Bauman, I'm just affirming my team, giving them as much confidence as I can to go out there and continue this momentum.
You ever thought about being a volleyball coach?
Not quite.
Maybe someday.
Someday. Maybe, you know, like grade school volleyball. I think I could do that.